Hello and welcome back to Marineford TCG. My name's Joe. Drink of the day, as has been quite often recently, is a cold can of Red Bull. And today I've been playing some Vegapunk in EB02 with the new EB02 Vegapunk. So if you want to skip straight to the gameplay, go straight ahead. I've got 3 games against Green Purple Luffy that show me sort of learning this matchup and seeing how Vegapunk can do into that. So I think a good showcase of this deck into what is likely to be the best deck in the meta. Another note that this deck was always pretty good into Doflamingo, although we're not on the control build at the minute, so that build is notably better into Doflamingo, but hey, it is what it is. Now that they're gone, let's go over the list. So if you're not familiar with Vegapunk, which I can't blame you for, he is a 5k mono yellow 2-life leader that cannot attack. However, activate main for 1 Don, you can play a 5 or less cost Egghead type character from your hand, either into play or face up on top of your life. So for 1 Don, in theory, you can heal or play out a dude. Really, really cool. This is like the good version of Iceberg. And in terms of what Egghead characters we play, the ones you might be familiar with, we have this Nami that trashes a card, sometimes draws a card, more often than not does draw a card in this Vegapunk deck because we're pretty low on hand size most of the game. And then KOs of 5, which is pretty good. KOing of 5 is very relevant into Green Purple Luffy, unless they have this Going Merry card. This Going Merry card is like, it's the card that swings the matchup. It's what they should be mulliganing for, other than the Spud, of course. But yeah, this taking the Sanji Pudding outside the range of your Nami, pretty brutal, but it is what it is. There's not a lot we can do about it, other than I guess you could play Braham, but I don't really want to play Braham, I can't lie. He kind of sucks. But anyway, moving on from Nami, we've also got the Luffy. This was popular in both NL and BY. It's good here too. You can play it out, swing 5-6, and then get rid of a guy sometimes. Also has a decent trigger to KO 4. Into Dofi, obviously very good. Into Green Purple Luffy. Kills Zorojuro, not bad. In terms of other eggheads, we've got Atlas. This is a 5-6 1k trigger play. If your life is lower than your opponent's life, this card cannot be KO'd by battle. People don't swing into this, but sometimes they will. And this is like the old school Virgo or the ST08 Uta. In that if they swing into it, it's like, cool, attack resolves. Sometimes buys you a swing, and it also just forces your opponent to attack your life in the early game. This is generally the card that you're looking for, or one of them that you're looking for super early. Another card that you're looking for super early is Lilith. If you're going second, this is usually the best play on 4. You can play this and then have 1 Don still for your leader effect. This is a top 5 search for Egghead other than itself. It's also a 3-5, and it's also got trigger play. Really, really good card. It's also Scientist, and that is notable. The Atlas is also Scientist. We'll go over the other Scientist cards and then I'll explain why. So Shaka is a 5-6 1k blocker Egghead Scientist. If your leader is Vegapunk, play this card. Very important. Blockers obviously very good, especially when you've only got 2 life. This can sometimes just block a 3-5, which is pretty cool. And even if you just sack it off to block like a massive swing, I mean, that works too. Pythagoras is honestly pretty mid. He's a 5-6 1k Scientist Egghead. On KO, if you have 2 or less life, which you usually do, summon a 4 cost or less Egghead type character from your trash as rested. And that includes Lilith. Also includes our 2ks, which are Frankie. He's a 4-5 2k trigger. Draw a card. Then if you have 1 or less life, play him. Just don't put him as your 3rd life, and this will always go off. Seems good. And we also have Edison. He is a 4-5 2k Scientist on play. If you have 2 less life, draw 2 trash 2. This effect, again, we're sort of bobbing around that 2, 1, 3 life range. This will usually fire, and all your 2ks just having trigger play is great. This can also help you cycle out excess bricks that you don't need. If, I don't know, if you're in a matchup where this Rush Ace doesn't come online because you're against Blackbeard and he's turning off your on plays, well, you can just ditch it and draw something better. Although that does require you to have on plays to begin with, so maybe not the best example. That's all the Scientists, and the reason for those is this new EB02 Vegapunk. 5-0 1k blocker. Trigger, draw a card, sucks. Shame it's not trigger play, but on play, look at the top 5 cards of your deck. Play up to 1 Scientist type character at the cost of 5 or less, other than Vegapunk. Then place the rest at the bottom. And if your opponent has 2 or less characters, you're going to trash a card after that. So this is a chump blocker that summons a guy, somewhat reminiscent of Rebecca, except you have slightly less control because it does come from the top of your deck. Can whiff, usually doesn't. If you want to increase your ratio slightly, swap 2 Frankie for 2 Edison. The other scientist is York, and the card is horrific. I wouldn't play that. But this Vegapunk is just incredible in the mid to late game to get you a blocker and build you a board and have a guy that's not going to die, but also get a chump blocker. It's like playing out a Sharker and another guy in one card. It's really, really good. And also worth noting that this, along with all of these other cards, can be summoned off Please Save Me. This is a 1-cost counter event. If you have 2 less life to guard point, pretty decent. But the trigger is what we're really here for. Play up to 1 cost 5 or lower egghead type character from your trash. The chains off this go crazy, bro. For example, if you've got this in your life and this in your trash, you can summon this, and you can trigger this, use this to summon this, then Vegapunk will do his search, summon maybe a Lilith, and then Lilith will do her search, which is just bananas. You've got +1 card in hand, you've got 1 blocker, and you've got a 3/5. It's nuts. This can also summon some really interesting targets too. You can obviously summon Sharker if you just need a blocker and you don't have this guy. You can summon Nami for a bit of KO power in your opponent's turn, which is pretty cool. And you can also summon Edison if your hand is like 2 bricks and you need 1k counter to survive. Well, you could try summoning Edison. Also got 2 of the Event Searcher. This is fine. If you want to play something else, you very much could. But this does help your consistency just a little bit. And you've quite often got 1 Don that you can spare for event. Last Egghead card is Egghead itself. This is a 2-cost stage with trigger play. End of your turn if your life is 3 or less, which it always is. Set up to 1 of your cost 5 or less characters with the type Egghead as active. You can create some really interesting board states here, where, for example, you go first. On 1, you play out Atlas. On 3, you play out Egghead plus Sharker. Then you attack with Atlas, and then you can stand it back up. You can, and then on the next turn, you can attack with your Atlas, attack with your Sharker, play out something else, restand the Sharker. You've got a block of the restand, similar to the 5-cost Green Flamingo, which we know how good that is in Lim. Both being able to restand your blockers to obviously act as blockers, but also being able to restand some of your characters that are vulnerable to stop your opponent attacking into them. Pretty good. For example, you can leave Pythagoras and Atlas tapped quite happily a lot of the time, but you might want to stand up your Sharker or your Nami. And this does hit every Egghead card in the deck. Vegapunk, Atlas, Edison, Shaka, Pythagoras, Frankie, Luffy, Lilith, and Nami. 4 of the Derashi, because basically the entire deck has triggers, so this is just like a better version of Pilaf. It's honestly not my favourite card in the world, but it is very good for your card efficiency, so I think worth playing at 4. And the only other non-Egghead cards, 2 of the Kid. This can come up in the late game. If you get a turn where you can play this, it's very, very good. Obviously, we are an aggressive deck, so burning through a life is pretty good, and giving you that cycle can get you closer to counter. Also got 2 of the Ace, because sometimes you just need rush. Sometimes your opponent might clear your board, but they haven't managed to establish any blockers, and they've got no life. Well, Ace is the best rush we really have in this deck. If you wanted to play the yellow 10-cost Ace, you could. But I don't really like this card in this deck because it then demands that you can't use your leader effect. So that's why I am on the 5-cost Ace, because you can do it alongside your leader effect. I'm still not confident enough to tell you about this deck's matchup into the green-purple Luffy. It certainly feels winnable. If you get the right stuff or they whiff like a beat, man, this matchup feels quite good. But hey, got 3 games. Let me know what you think. This was me learning the matchup. Also got a couple of other games into some more rogue decks. That might be quite fun. Thank you for listening to me talk about the deck. Here's the games. Got a game against green-purple Luffy, and I'm finally going to get to go first. I've gone second in this matchup like 1 gorillion times. It's crazy. Atlas to start's very nice. We'll keep this one. 1 Don, deploy, Atlas, pass it over. Nothing too crazy here. Next turn, I'll probably just guarantee a heal. And then maybe play out Sharker, given that he can't kill on our Atlas anyway. Although we are going to be playing Derashi on 5, so maybe we just play... Maybe just play a guy this turn. He's not countering a 7. Just hit him with that. Can't KO Atlas. I guess if we heal, actually, he can take out the Atlas. He got an event trigger. Grabs a Spud. Very nice. So we'll go... Yeah, we'll deploy them. We'll deploy. Probably going to deploy the... Pythag. Could deploy Sharka, just take a free block if he swings 5. It's kind of neither here nor there, I think. We'll deploy the Sharka. It's fine. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If he free swings 5, I'll block. Yeah, we'll just block. I'd rather stay at 2 than gamble on triggers. You know. Here he plays out the Zorojo. If we can get a Nami, that would be incredible because we can just deny. So I will go with the Derashi. No Nami. That's okay, though. And we do get the Luffy. We could do that. Just cycle it out. Get rid of him. Don't hate it. Next turn, we're going to 7. We want to take the Lilith here. Because we can do Lilith, Derashi, and Leader Effect. Luffying away this, I think, is actually quite good. So I'm going to take it. Turn those there. We'll go 6 with the Atlas. Seven with the Sharka. One Don, deploy Luffy. Luffy effect. Get rid of that. End the turn. Searcher event, not too crazy. Maybe we'll find a turn to play that out, though. Next turn, 7, looking like Lilith plus Derashi plus Leader Effect. Probably for Vegapunk, but you never know. Could be for Pythagoras. We'll just have to see. Can't take out our Atlas. If he wants to swing really big into the Sharka, he'll get it. It's what it is. But, you know, there's not a lot we can do about that. Hopefully, doesn't get the stage. Yeah, sure. That's a pretty fucking good one. That is... Do we use it? Yeah, if he has the stage, we get punished by not using this. Adios, amigo. That is brutal, man. That's brutal. He's not going to be pleased about that one. I can tell you that for free. We'll go with the Derashi to start. Grab 2 triggers. I'll get the Please Save Me now. Maybe grab another Vegapunk. Yeah, seems reasonable. Now we're going to go with the Atlas. Sorry, the Lilith and 1 Don for a Leader Effect. So we'll swing a 6. See what he wants to do. He's going to take. We'll swing another 6. I might even just play the Vegapunk, honestly. Play the Lilith and the Vegapunk out. Just fill the board. Seems promising. I'm happy to trash the Searcher event. We'll deploy this. Grab Sharka or a 2K? Or Luffy? Let's take the Luffy. The Luffy could be cool. Deploy. Vegapunk. Scientist. Yes, we got one. Grab Atlas. And then we'll trash the Searcher event. And then the turn there. Really good turn. We've got a chump blocker. We'll block whatever his leader swing is. We got a really lucky trigger. Can't lie. But at the end of the day, we are Vegapunk. That's what we do. We do triggers. Another Spud comes down. Does he find the boat? The boat is the card he needs. Because that can buff it to 7, so we can't Nami it. We're always blocking here. Like, literally every single time. And then we're always healing next turn. Probably just going to heal the Please Save Me. Really? Just 6? 6 I might just counter. He gets the boat. That's big. He thought about it this time. He did it first. Good play from our opponent there. Do we actually even want to play anything next turn? I'm not overly fussed. I might just swing big. Like, start eating his hand. This might be 2 for Chopper, 1 for an event. Would be my guess. I think I will go no blocker, give him a 2k here. And this turn we'll just put the Please Save Me in life. 3 up for events. Okay. So we've got 1 for Please Save Me. We've got 8 more Don. It's pretty crazy. So 2, 2, 2, not quite enough. So we'll start with a 6 from Atlas. Then we can do 8, 8, 8. And a 7. Sorry, and a 9. Should have done 7 from Atlas. Wasn't thinking right. Hey ho. We'll go 8 from the other Atlas. He's going to have to counter some of these. He can't take down to 0 and give us like 5 cards. That would be too crazy. Uses the giant, goes back to 3 Don. Yeah, I love to fucking see that. That is mint. Might well use a Bargua to go back to 4. Not a lot we can do about that one. In fact, I think we'll just go 8-8 and leave 1 open, because we may keep the Please Save Me, depending on what happens. Yeah. We'll go 8 with Lily. We're still threatening 10 with Shaka, so I think you should counter this one. Frenosuke and something else. Uso Hachi. Why not? Why not? Now, do we want to swing with Shaka? Because there's an argument we don't, right? Because he can either Bargua or take, and then the Rush Luffy has no penalty. But I think we're okay here. I think we are okay to swing. We've got An Blocker. He can maybe take out 2 of our dudes. But then we just apply more pressure. I think I will eat the Bargua. If we don't swing, he can't even play the Rush Luffy, which is brutal. Do we just not swing? Let's chew through the Bargua now. He can do it. It is what it is. We'll just chew through it. We shouldn't die. He's just going to take. That works for me too. Because he can't play the Rush Luffy. So, Luna, sure, that's not great. That's pretty rude. Don't love it. We'll see what he does here. 7 on 5? Really? We're really doing this? Because we can... We block here, I think. Although, if we do this, we could just deploy, like, Luffy. Or Nami. Yeah, if we take this trigger and use it, we can deploy the Luffy. And then from hand, if he plays a blocker, we could deploy another Luffy. So I think we just go no blocker, resolve, use the trigger, get Luffy and play it over Lilith. Because now you've got a guy and you've got no blockers on the board. Which is obviously not good, as it turns out. Who knew? 5 on 5, I'll counter this one. It's very simple. Yep, sure. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Swing 15. I will hold 1 up for my leader effect, in case he can get there. We don't know, he could very well get there. Okay, he's got giants, so he's probably not going to die. But, like, he's not living either. He's going to be on 1 Don if this is double giant. Which is horrific. Looks like it's single giant. 2, 2, 2, 1. Sure, so he lives. Smart that we didn't go all in. He still can't play Rush Luffy. How many 2Ks is that? That's like a lot, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's on 12, though. Well, let's add to Top of Life. Atlas, I guess. Doesn't really matter, does it? Just add the Atlas to life. End the turn. If he has another Luna, that could be interesting. But again, it is what it is. If he has another Luna, he has another Luna. There's not a lot we can do about that. And we can always get the Rush Ace off the top. You know, and he's not going to want to attack because that says trigger play. And Lunaring and then trigger playing is just like, you know, it doesn't make sense. This is a weird matchup. We can also go 10 with this Vegapunk. If he like shows us the Luna, we can go 10 with the Vegapunk, which is kind of funny. Crazy that you can just counter out a 15 like that, though. Like, yeah, it's like giant, 2k, 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 1k. No problem. Bonkers. I'm glad I didn't go 16. Because we'd have been punished. We could have died. Like, kind of easily. He would have still needed to deal with this blocker, but you never know. He's still thinking. He's thinking. I don't think he has a way to win. I think we have just, like, got the game locked down. Going first in this matchup seems pretty good. He also made some interesting plays. The turn where he didn't use the boat and we got the... Well, no, he didn't have the boat, to be fair. To be fair to him, he didn't have the boat at that point. But the turn where we got the trigger on the first spud, I mean, that was incredible. But to be fair, if he didn't have the boat and we killed it with like a one-don Nami play next turn, that would have been as good. Gum giant off the Nami. We're going 8 where? 8 into 6. And then this is 8 into 6. Well, if this is not Luna, then I don't care. It could still be Luna. But I still don't care. We'll just play a guy, heal a life. It's fine. We'll counter this one. Because if this is Luna for all his dons, then we can do Don -2, restand 2, and have something for events. Maybe that was probably a mistake. But if this is not Luna, we literally just win. It has to be Luna. Okay. Interesting. He doesn't have Luna. He definitely doesn't, because he would have done that first. Then you have Dons to restand. Yeah, not Luna. Cool. He's at 6. Let's just start with 8. Usahachi and Zoro. We know he has a giant, so we could do 10 now. 10's always a good number with the giant in mind. There's the giant. Ditches a brick. Usahachi. Now we go 6. Because if he has another giant, then it's not going to work. Because you have to trash a card for giants. Okay, well that's guaranteed then. Yeah, there was the Luna. I don't think he had it. I think he must have drawn that off the other giant. But then this is 10, and that's guaranteed. GG said he's on 0 Don. That's hilarious. Yeah, GG's. That was a close one. Never mind, he's gone. Man, that fucking Nami trigger was a peak. We're going second into green purple Luffy. Now, the Nami's obviously very important. The rest of this hand, it kind of blows chunks. We are going to get to draw like 2 cards. I'll keep, maybe against my better judgment, but we'll see. Does go with the Nami Searcher, grabs the Spud. Okay, so he's going to have that on 5, very clean. We'll do this for sure, that's brilliant. Stage is alright, we've got enough of these. Going to get Lilith for 4, I think, here. And then we'll do this, deploy a Luffy. And then the turn. Having this guy on the board's pretty nice, right? If he doesn't deal with it, we get Kero 6, which is pretty cool. Lilith, hopefully, I guess. I don't really know what I want to see off this, honestly. He's doing his searches, he plays out the boat, plays out the event, grabs a giant. 6 on 5, it will take, get a trigger, that's lovely. Ideal, in fact. Atlas, pretty reasonable, we could just dump that in life this turn. We don't have a lot of counter, maybe get a 2k off the Lilith. That's all of our dons, though, so let's do our swings. We'll go 6 at life. We are fundamentally an aggro deck, so we need to play aggressive. We'll go another 6 at life. Get a... is that 1k, 1k? Wow, that's not ideal. It's not ideal. Let's grab this, see what we get. The Vegapunk could be good for next turn. He's likely to play 2 units. And even if he doesn't, trashing one's not the biggest deal. We could also deploy the Atlas, right? Because what's the odds he goes for life here? Probably quite low. Yeah, we'll take the Vegapunk here. Return those there. And then I'm going to deploy the Atlas. Deploy... Is it Atlas? Or is it something else? I think it's just Atlas, right? We could deploy the Vegapunk. Just fill the board. I kind of don't hate it. I'm going to do it. Fuck it. Wow, we whiff. That is brutal. Yeah, nothing to deploy. Damn. Okay, well, that I got punished for my greed, I guess. Hey-ho. We'll get rid of the Pythagoras, I guess. Yeah. Well, that's that blue chunks. But if we'd seen a scientist there, I think we were just kind of winning the game. He's got to use his leader effect because he needs to marry the pudding. Wherever this goes, we're just sacking off the punk. Even if it's life, I'm just sacking the punk. He's done his job. Well, he didn't. He fucking kind of sucked, but here we are. 2 open for a Bargua. But he's on 3 life. Interesting. Well, please save me. He's definitely going in life. That's for sure. 5 Don. I'd love to play Nami, but we can't. Probably just going to play Atlas in that case. This can't attack if we do that. That's fine, though, I think. We'll go 6-6. Deploy the Atlas, and then put please save me in life. He's not going to get to do his Bargua, which means he'll be on 6 Don next turn, which is fairly low. Not swinging with the Lilith, obviously. We'll deploy this. And then add to top of life. Please save me. And then we'll end the turn. Don't have a lot of counter. He can probably take out at least one of these guys. Could choose to try and save one. We'll just have to see. We will just have to see. 7-6. Yeah, you get that. Somewhat annoying, but here we are. See what he goes for here. Does he have another Spud? 6 cost Rush Luffy. Sure. So we're going to take this out. 7-6. Yeah, sure. We're not attacking twice. There's no way. Buffs the cost of this. Very good play. Leaves this standing up. Spooky, spooky. And we can't care anything. This stage is really annoying. Really, really annoying card. I mean, we can kill the Nami. And just draw a card. It's not great, is it? I think we lose from this position, actually. I really think we do. The loot, we're going to have to gamble on, like, the Vegapunk getting us something good off the please save me. So how do we play here? We have to play aggressive. We have to play 2 dudes. We're probably playing the Luffy and the Nami. We'll go the Nami in the first instance. Trashing the other Nami. This could be good next turn, though. Although we will have the Luffy. Let's trash the Nami. KO the Nami. We get a Lilith. That's worse. It's fine. So we're going to do 1 for Luffy, so we can do 6-7. We'll do 6. He's going to take. And then we'll go 7. He's going to take again. He's just going for game this turn. Fair enough. I get it. What trigger do we get? Some kind of searcher event, I'm guessing. Sure, Luna to rest on Nami. Well, that's fine. We're going to deploy Luffy anyway. And then we're going to pass it over. If he wants to play board, that could be reasonable. But there's not a lot we can do about that. Electrical Luna trigger on this. Okay, that is brutal. That's a lot more swings than I was expecting. Oh dear. Oh dear, dearie me. Well, we'll counter that one while we can. Yep. Use the trigger. Vegapunk. We need you to get something good. It's not great. We can get a Lilith. Over the Lilith. Turn those there. Lilith. Gonna grab us a 2K. 7. Yeah, that's GG's. That's 100% GG's, unless this is the most crazy trigger ever. Is there anything we can get off that that's better? Not really. That's going to be the game. GG's. Close, though. Only won by one swing. I wonder what we could have done better. If I healed there instead of played out the Luffy. Yeah. But if it didn't play out the Luffy, he just clears board and we don't do anything. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Gotta give it to Nami. Sure, why not? We'll take second, probably. Looking for Lilith. No Lilith. Still no Lilith, but we can at least deploy Egghead, I guess. Not a great hand, can't lie. But it is what it is. Wait for him to finger his arsehole a little bit. Nami, we'll just deploy the, the Nami, get rid of that. Happily trash Egghead, kill that, pass it over. You get no value out of your stinky Nami, I'm afraid. Hanger. Sure. Probably gonna go with... we have to go Vegapunk this turn. It sucks, though. Because we're gonna have to trash a card. Probably trashing the Please Save Me. Yeah, I think that's going to be the angle. We'll hit him with the 8. If he has exactly Gavel, he has exactly Gavel. It is what it is. At least it'll put him down to really low cards. Otherwise, we probably get hit here. It's going to take. Gets a rubber band trigger. Pretty annoying. We'll deploy the Vegapunk. Then Vegapunk will deploy... I guess Atlas. Doesn't really matter, right? We'll deploy Sharka, because maybe we can block this for free. We'll turn those there. We'll trash the Please Save Me and the turn. I want to save our Vegapunk, because this Vegapunk can KO Mr. Hanger if he decides to use that. We'll just block. We'll just 2k out of this one. No blocker. Frankie. Trash resolve. See if he wants to use Mr. Hanger. Then I'll attack into it with the Vegapunk. Next turn. We are going to 6. We don't have a great play. Does drop a Kaya, trashing 2 Spartas. Also uses Mr. Hanger, ditching Impel down. I mean, that's fucking awful. What can you do? If we see Lilith off this, this is pretty good. No Lilith. We can grab Luffy. He's alright. No, we can't grab Luffy. We can only grab Sharka or Atlas. I guess we'll grab Sharka. Turn those there. Trash a kid. I'll attack 0 on 0. See if he wants to protect Mr. Hanger. He does. Going to use a rubber band. We'll do 5 on 0. Do you really want to save this? No, I didn't think so. And then we'll go 7. Then we'll end the turn. So Kaya lives. It is what it is. Nothing we can do about that. His swing this turn will either block with Sharka or Vegapunk, depending on how big it is. Kaya having hands I don't love, but we could just block this one, actually, for free. Yeah, we can block this one, and then the Nami swing we can just block with the other Vegapunk. Kind of a bit pointless, but it guarantees that we're only losing 1 character. Because if he was to swing 6, then we couldn't free block with Sharka. Yep, we'll just block with that. Let it go. 7 Don, who knows? Hopefully not Raging Tiger. Arabesque Brickfist, pick up Kaya, sure. Playing Kaya, draw 2, trash 2. Down to 29 cards. Milling a Brickfist and something else. A piss. And passing it over. Gonna probably just deploy the kid this turn, honestly. Just trashing his life feels pretty good. Do we want to swing with anything? He's got a lot of Dons open. I think we always just want to swing, though. And I'll leave this Vegapunk up, of course. See if he wants to use a White Snake. Would be a reasonable time to use it. But yeah, after this kid turn, and he takes. Wow. Took a 5. That's a little crazy. Milling a Mellow. I might just stop there, honestly. We'll ditch the Atlas, I guess. Sure. Doesn't really matter. We're sacking off this Vegapunk. Pilaf comes down. That's 3 Don gone, though. It's only got 1 life. I think we are in a pretty good spot here. Can't lie. The Nami could be good if we need to deploy destroy a blocker. Plays Nami of his own. Not sure that's going to come up. 24 cards still. Yep. Take the free block. Well, you know what I mean. Let's go with a 9. Nice simple 9 to start off. We can Nami to trash Frankie destroy one of these cards as well. If it comes to it and we don't have lethal. He's going to go with the Sparta. Sorry, with the White Snake. And then with a Gum Gum Gavel trashing a Love Beam. Stops countering there. Very smart. So we've got 8, 8, 8. We can do 8, 8, 10 and still have 1. We'll start with an 8 from Shaka. See how this goes. He's only got 1 Don left. So I think we're in a pretty good spot. If we don't win this turn, we'll certainly be winning next turn. We're going to still swing 8 here. Yeah, and there's the gun. Sure. Yep, that will not do anything. GG's, nice one against Nami, but yeah, this matchup is pretty favoured. Got to get into Green Purple Luffy, and we are going second. Derashi on 3 is pretty good. We'll keep this. Not a bad hand. Atlas to start is very nice too. Has the stage already, unfortunately. We'll half tempted to just heal initially. Nah, we'll just deploy the Atlas. He can't take out the Atlas, so it's really nice to have on the board. Another ship. Nami. Looking for Spud, obviously. See if he gets it. Just a giant. Another ship. Okay, there's a lot of ships. 5 on 5, we could counter this one, but I think we'll fish for triggers. Definitely not using that trigger, though. That's a free nope. We'll hit him with a 6. He'll take. Can't carry Atlas, though. I will heal this turn. We'll probably go with the Lilith for 3. And then put a Shaka in life. Derashi this turn, not bad, though. Could go Derashi this turn. I think we'll just keep up the offensive pressure, though. That Vegapunk is going to be good. We'll take him. Turn those there. And then I will add to top of life 1 Shaka. End turn. Nice little blocker there. If he wants to attack us, we get a blocker. Not bad. See if he has the Spud on 5. Hopefully not, but they always do. Zorajuro grabs a 6-cost Luffy. That guy's fucking scary. That guy's scary. We have to put on enough offensive pressure. 5 on 5. 1 Don for something. Yeah, I'll heal again. I don't mind. If you're going to give me the trigger, I'll just heal again next turn. It's cool. Yeah, that doesn't work because you're on 5 and we're on 4. We'll definitely be killing that Zorajuro this turn. So we'll start with a 5 from Lilith. We're going to be going Nami plus put something in life. Could even deploy the Vegapunk. We'll see. We'll see how he counters out of these 2 6s. No, I don't think we deploy. I think we use the Vegapunk next turn. It's going to be pretty good. Wow. Giant on 5. What was that? This guy must have 0 counter. But, like, even so, just take. Just take down to 2. It's fine. Fair enough. He wants to stay at 3. Well, we'll deploy this. We never get the draw. We're way too high. We'll trash the Derashi. Get rid of that. And then I'm really tempted to deploy, especially now he's only on 5. Yeah, I'm going to... It's risky. It's risky. But I'm going to deploy Shaka. And we'll end the turn. It is risky, though, but I don't want him to be able to play board. There's the Spud. He got it finally. Yep, Boat going to buff this, so we can never take it out. We've got so many guys, though. He should play board, I think, here. Although he might just go gung-ho and say, fuck it. You got it, you got it. There's a Nami. Grabs a 0 cost. That's going to be a good one. 7? 7 where? 7 here. Well, if I had a 2k, I'd save it, but it's fine. We'll let it go. It's all good. We'll put something in life here for sure. Do I want to... We could just deploy Kid. I think that's next turn's play, though. I think that's next turn's play. We're definitely going to put something in life and play something for 5. So we can just swing out 6s. Swing 6 here. Gives us 2k. Swing 6 here. Takes. Swing 6 here. Counters. Swing 6 here. 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Another 2k. And yeah, because he's giving us 2ks. There's no point swinging the 7, really. So we'll play Pythagoras and put Luffy in life. That seems reasonable. That way, when he attacks us, he's got to be careful if he plays out a 4 cost. Because we can KO it. But the most important thing with this one is just that it's a guy that we can put in life. The trigger, definitely not the best trigger in the world. Still not bad, though. If he go... Yeah, we can't do anything about this, but we'll wait to try to make him think that we can. If he goes 6 cost Luffy, restand 3. He could maybe get there, actually. You know? Yeah, we're relying on this trigger being something good, right? We can counter a 7. We have in here. Shit, only Lilith. Only Lilith. Balls, we got done again, man. Unless... Oh, wait, no trigger. We can use this as a 3k. This is a 3k. I knew I left the one door open for a reason. Yep, he takes the life. We win. We get there. 1k, 1k, 1k. Swing again, brother. Bang. I'll take that one. We've obviously got to go for game here. He's at 6. 2, 4, 6, 8. Can't quite swing all 8s. We'll do a 6 to start, I guess. Then we'll go lots of 8s. There's the 0 cost. Does he ever get there? I don't think so. Okay, and another 0 cost. So we swing 6 here. He gives us 1 card. Then we swing 6, and then we can swing 7. Or we can do 8, which is guaranteed, and then 9, which is nearly guaranteed. And you have 2k, 2k. For this to go through, he would have to have 1k, 2k. So it's better this way. Unless this is a electrical lunar trigger. If he takes and this is an electrical lunar trigger, then we're better off going with the ace. So I'm going to play around that as we can. We'll hit him with the 6. He takes, and then that's guaranteed. Sure. There's an 11. GG's. Fucking squeaky bum time there at the end there, man. The trigger. But hey, he went for it. He didn't have to go for it, I don't think, that turn. He could have played board. Removed like 3 dudes. This matchup feels like winnable, but you're just constantly on the brink of just dying because this card's so obnoxious. But either way, GG's to our opponent. Once he resolves this swing. What are we thinking about, buddy? We typing up an essay? There you go. He didn't know. Yeah, it was just a judgment call to play around the lunar trigger. Like, if that was a 1k, we swing 6 with the Nami, it's guaranteed. And then the last life has to be a 2k. He'd already given us, like, quite a lot of 2ks. He gave us, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 2ks, they're usually on 10. Although I guess this actually was a 2k. So if this was a 1k, we lost. But if this was a lunar trigger and we swung 8 with Pythag, we lost. I don't know. If you think the other play was better, which is going 8-9, let me know in the comments below. I don't know. I feel like the chance of him getting electrical lunar trigger, given that we know he was on it, because I played him again the last game, is probably similar to him having a 2k, given how many he'd played. But I don't know. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. Either way, GG's your opponent. Let's move on. So, are you going to be playing any Vegapunk in set EB02? I may well try this a couple times. I think this deck's really good fun. Definitely a high skill cap deck, or relatively high skill cap in my opinion. You're constantly teetering on the edge of death, but you can get some pretty good power out of this guy if you see the right stuff, and the deck is very consistent in seeing that stuff. It is a small shame that Vegapunk cannot summon Nami or Luffy, because they're not scientists, but, you know, maybe a blocker that summons a KO tool would be a little broken. Either way, this deck's definitely a lot better with this Vegapunk card, and if you want to take this to the locals, I think you can definitely take it down. Oh, a small note, I do have channel memberships open. You currently get absolutely nothing other than your name in the description. If you have any ideas of what would make you potentially become a channel member, let me know. I'm kind of new to this whole thing, so I have no idea. Someone joined the membership program recently, and now I realise, I should probably do something with this. It's not going to be this weekend, so here we go. Thank you for watching, though, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.